Good morning. My name is Lisbeth. I will be guiding you through today's morning movement yoga class. We'll begin in a seated position, both sit bones grounded on your mat, nice and comfortable. If you need a little bit of help underneath your knees, if your hips won't open out as much, then you can always place a block underneath to support yourself, to make yourself very, very comfortable. And we will just begin by just arriving, closing our eyes and taking deep breaths. Big inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And just stay here for a few more breaths. Allowing everything to melt away. You have the option to keep your eyes closed or open, flicker your eyes open, whatever you prefer. Place your hands on your knees. And we'll begin by doing some seated cat-cows. So you're going to inhale and bring your chest forward. Gaze goes up towards the sky. And on your exhale, you're going to curl and round your spine. Chin comes to chest. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll do this a few more times. We'll now be moving into our Sufi circles, keeping your eyes on your knees. We'll begin with drawing a circle on your mat with your pelvis and torso. So you're going to lead with your pelvis as you go to one side, round to the back, to the other side, come to the front. And the same as our cat-cows, we're going to exhale as we round back. Inhale as we come forward, nice and gentle. We'll now reverse the direction. Come back to your center. Place your right hand out beside you on the mat. Extend your left hand out and bring it over your head. Bring it over to the right side for a nice side stretch. Release your left hand onto the mat and do the same with your right hand. Bring it forward, up above towards the sky. Bring it around over your head to the left side. Continue with your breathing. And now plant your right hand on the mat. We will now be moving into a flow with these motions. So take your left hand, bring it over to the right side above your head, plant it, right hand. And just stay with this nice dancing flow. Just allow your arms to sway. Stay with your breathing. Inhale on your way up. Exhale as you crunch to the side. Meet me back in center. And we will now transition into our tabletop. So come to your tabletop position. Knees are directly aligned below your hips. Your wrists and your shoulders are nice and aligned as well. And from here, we're going to do some barrel rolls. So we're going to round the spine. And then we're going to bring it over to the left side. Drop our belly towards the mat. Bring it over to the right side. Round it towards the sky. And just keep going into this barrel roll motion. Breathing as you drop your belly to the mat. Exhaling as you round your spine towards the sky. And you have the option to add some head movement here. And we'll now reverse to the other side. From here, move your props if they are in the way. From here, come on down to your forearms. So your forearms are nice and planted onto the mat. And we're going to just push our hips back towards our heels, extending our arms in front of us. Coming into a nice puppy pose. You may need to adjust here. Make sure that your knees stay underneath your hips. Your chest comes to the mat, and you can place your chin. You can place your chin or your forehead on the mat. After a few breaths in this position, glide yourself forward towards the front of the mat, dropping your hips onto your mat. Hip bones are nice and square. Feel it right beneath you. Feel the ground right beneath you. Feel the mat beneath you. And we'll stay in our Sphinx pose. Have your gaze upward. Shoulders are back. And take a few deep breaths here. We'll now be moving into our flow. Come back to puppy. And glide back to Sphinx. Exhale, puppy. Inhale, Sphinx. And stay with this flow at your own pace. Meet me in Sphinx pose, and we'll stay here for just a little bit. Take your deep breaths in. And come to tabletop. Go ahead and lift your left arm towards the sky, twisting at your torso. Gaze towards your fingers. And bring it back to center. Same thing on the opposite side. Right arm goes towards the sky. Gaze follows. Exhale back to the mat. And just repeat this flow at your own pace. Inhaling as you raise your arm towards the sky. Exhaling as you bring it back to the mat. And now raise your left arm up, and on your way down, thread it through the space that you have between your right arm and the mat. Bringing it to the other side. Come back to center. And do the same with the right hand. Raise it up towards the sky. Your gaze follows. And on your exhale, thread it through the space between your arm and your mat to the other side. And just stay with this flow. Same with your breathing here. And bring yourself back to center. We should be a bit warmed up now. Our bodies should have gotten the hint that we are beginning to move this morning. Come back into your forearms and drop your hips onto the mat. We're going to move into a forearm plank, and then I have a flow that we're going to move into. So you have the options to either have your hands planted on the mat, or you can clasp your hands if that's better, whichever you prefer. Just make sure that your elbows stay aligned underneath your shoulders. And then from here, you're going to curl your toes under so that you can push away from the mat, coming into a forearm plank. And we'll hold this for a few breaths. And bring it down back into a Sphinx. And back up to forearm plank. and drop it down. Plank, drop it down. Plank, drop it down. Plank, and drop it down. All right, since it's still early, we don't want to overdo it. We just want to get moving. So I'm going to give you a chance to just relax and settle in. Place your forehead on the mat. Bring your arms at your side and just allow your shoulders to fully round into the mat. You have the option to gently rock your hips from side to side as you catch your breath. We have another forearm plank where we're going to begin. When you're ready, bring your forearms back onto the mat. Clasp your hands and push yourself up to plank. From here, we're going to drop a hip from side to side, nice and gentle. So drop your right hip to the mat. Come back to center. Left hip. Center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. Left. And go ahead and bring both of your pelvic bones onto the mat, coming back into your space. Take a few deep breaths here. And meet me back in tabletop. From your tabletop, I want you to turn towards the long side of your mat and extend your left leg out at your side, staying kneeling on the right leg. Okay? You may need to adjust a little bit. That's fine. All right. Once we are here, we're going to move into our gate pose flow. So we're going to go ahead and bring our left arm above head over to the right side. And we're going to come back and bring our left hand towards the left leg. Your right arm comes above you. And we will repeat this flow. Staying with your breathing. Inhaling on your way up. Exhaling as you crunch to the sides. And meet me back in center. Bend your left leg, coming onto kneeling on your knees. Coming back to kneeling, excuse me. And now extend your right leg out at your side. We'll be doing the same flow on the opposite side. So go ahead and raise your right arm, come above head towards the left. Inhale. Come to the other side. Inhale. Exhale on your crunch. Inhale up. Exhale. And just stay with this flow at your own pace. And when you are ready, meet me back in center. Come to kneel on both of your knees and come to tabletop. Once you are in your tabletop position, push your hips up towards the sky, extending your legs, coming into your downward dog. You may need to do some adjusting here. There's no need to force it. You can have a bend at the knee if necessary, if you're still feeling a bit tight. And you can always invite movement by paddling your feet. Walk your feet towards your hands. You can do nice small ones if you'd like. And once you are here, just relieve yourself. Make sure you have a slight bend at your knees here. You can always also cross your arms. Place your hands back on the mat and come to a half forward fold and release down. Inhale, raise yourself up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Once again, inhale up towards the sky. Fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale up towards the sky. Exhale back to mountain pose. You can either have your palms in front of you, heart center, or you can just have your palms open at your sides. All right. From here, let's go ahead and take our right leg and bring it back towards the back of the mat, coming into our high lunge, arms towards the sky. And cactus them out, opening your elbows out, boasting your chest. Bring them all the way around forward, up towards the sky. Cactus. Exhaling on your cactus. Inhaling as you round your arms towards the sky. Exhale, cactus. Sky. And now straighten your front leg. and pivot your foot so that you can place your heel on the mat. And from here, we're going to bend towards that front leg, placing our hands on either side of your foot. If you need to have a slight bend at the knee here, that's okay. And walk your hands, turning your hips out. Walk your hands towards the middle, coming into a wide leg forward fold. Having your hands nice and flat on the mat. And bring your heels in slightly. So pivot your feet so that your heels are in slightly. And go ahead and drop your hips towards the mat. You may need to find your perfect spot here for the placement of your feet as you drop. And then bring your hips back up towards the sky. Inhale, drop. Back towards the sky. Opening out our hips. It may be a little tight and challenging at first. Just do what you can. You don't have to drop as low. You can use your hands and arms for stability just by placing them in front of you and then back to the mat. And walk your hands back towards the front of the mat, placing them at each side of your left foot. And now bring your right foot and bring it to meet the left foot back into your half forward fold and release all the way down. Inhale, arms towards the sky. Exhale, mountain pose. Now bring your left leg and bring it towards the back of your mat, bending at your knee, coming into your high lunge. Inhale, arms towards the sky. Cactus your arms out. Bring them forward and up towards the sky. Cactus out. Forward. And just stay with this flow at your own pace. And now extend your front leg, place your back heel on the mat and fold. Bring your chest towards your front leg. Hands are on either side of your foot. Taking a few deep breaths here. Open up your hips towards the long edge of the mat and walk your hands towards the middle, coming into your wide-legged forward fold. And from here, we will go back into our Malasana flow. So find that perfect foot placement. Bring your heels in towards to face the inside, and then from here just drop and come back up. Drop. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see me. Stay where you are. Okay. Drop. Up. Drop. All right, now turn towards your right leg. Hands are at either side of your foot, and now bring your back foot to meet your front foot, coming back into your forward fold. Step your feet back to downward dog. Take a few deep breaths here. And bend your knees and lower them towards the mat. Send your hips back towards your heels, coming into a child's pose. You can always widen out your legs to create space. And bring yourself down, chest and head to the mat. Your arms can either stay stretched out above your head, or you can bring them to your sides, whichever you prefer. Bring yourself back up to tabletop. And from here, come to lie on your back. And we'll just lay here in a few moments, take in that movement, give it time to settle in. Completely relaxed. Your shoulders are nice and square on the mat. Eyes closed. Forehead and eyebrows relaxed. Chin relaxed. And when you are ready, Keeping your eyes closed, roll yourself over to one side. Option to place your head underneath your head on your arm or a block. Bend your knees coming into your fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed, push yourself against the mat, coming back into your seat. I invite you to take your hands, palms together at your heart center. And you can take this time to set an intention for the day, or maybe say something encouraging or loving and caring to yourself. You may stay here a bit longer if it's needed. When you are ready, go ahead and flicker your eyes open. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I hope that today's movement flow has prepared you for the day, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.